Hello and good morning or good afternoon, depending on where you are in the world. And this is episode number 16 of High End Rollers TV. And I'm super excited about our next guest, who is Words Taylor, because we are going to show you exactly how to have a winning mindset. A winning mindset for your life, a winning mindset for your business, a winning mindset for your future. Okay, no matter who you are going to create a winning mindset, okay? And Words is the person that's going to help you to do that. Hi, Words Taylor. How are you doing today?
Hey, Petra, how are you?
I'm doing great. All the better for seeing you because I watch your Facebook Live videos. You are so inspirational. You're funny. You got good with your family. You're just so brilliant. I just had to have you on this show.
Well, I'm proud to be on the show. I'm happy to be here with another brilliant. So I love you. I love your branding as well.
Oh, thank you very much. So let me share with our viewers then who Words Taylor is. Okay, so Words Taylor is a spoken word and a paid motivational speaker, and he's born and raised in Chicago. And his love for poetry came out of a need of an outlet to release anger and hurt from childhood experiences. He has always admired the power of voice and how it can be used as a weapon of hope in our lives. And he has now made it his personal mission to equip every young person and adult with this weapon. And he believes that there is freedom in knowing the power of our words, hence the name Words Taylor. So if you were to ask Words Taylor what is he most proud of, he would say being a believer, a husband to a great woman, and a father to a phenomenal little girl. Aww. And everything else comes after that. He has a passion for serving people and seeing them to live their dreams. That is such a wonderful intro, Words. Thank you for that.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
So I want you to, our viewers, they're entrepreneurs, okay? They're life coaches, business coaches. Basically, they're building their brands and reputations online, okay?
Right.
Now, with that comes so much difficulties. We often get comparison syndrome, thinking that we're not good enough, having all of these kind of negative thoughts and feelings about ourselves. Now, what I love about you is that you've literally created a business based on the past hurts that happened to you. So would you mind just sharing us just a teensy bit of your story and how you managed to kind of go through that transformation so you can actually help people and empower people to help them to change their mindsets?
Definitely. So one of the greatest things I was able to see in my life is that my father never worked a 9-to-5 job. I've never seen him work. He's always been an entrepreneur. On the other side of that, he doesn't even have a high school education. So although he was an entrepreneur, always found ways to make money, he just never found out a way to capitalize that and keep it going, to build a foundation. So him not having a foundation hurt me, and it didn't give me such a foundation where I can create the success that was needed. So my mother, she left us at the age of 7, and drugs got a hold of her, and she chose that. And so now I found myself really lost. So when I went from Chicago to Ames, Iowa, from a city boy to Ames, Iowa, okay, where there's nothing but cornfields, I came to Ames, Iowa to go to Iowa State University. I came here angry. I came here with some depression. I came here not knowing a foundation of how to create success. So what happened was I hit this rock bottom, and then a friend introduced me and said, because I was doing a lot of fighting, he said, you know what, you need to do something different. I don't know whether you need to start writing, get a journal or something. And he said, you know what, come to my house, let's start writing. He was a rapper. I started writing, and I tell you, Petra, when I started writing, just the feelings and emotions that I was able to get out, all of this, I didn't even realize I had so much hurt inside of me. And so when I finally got it out, there was just a tad bit of release. And I remember the first time Iowa State University had an event where you can get up and do some of your poetry, a poetry slam. I went up, did my poem, and it was the best feeling in the world to just release it. Just to release that anger in such a different way. And so I think that's how this idea was born of, wait a minute, I got off that stage, somebody came up to me and said, that poem touched my life. Wow. When I left that stage, when I left after talking to that young man, I said, this is what I want to do for the rest of my life. I want to.
And how old was you when you knew that was what you wanted to do?
19.
Wow.
19 years old. I was 19 when I came off that stage, and I said, this is what I want to do for the rest of my life. And that's what started to build it. That's where I started to grow and get on as many stages as possible.
That's amazing. So you've got, honestly, and I know that you've only shared a snippet of what you've gone through there. So I really appreciate that, for you sharing, being honest and being open about your background. So how do we create that winning mindset, even though all of these negative things in our past? How do we do that? How do we navigate through that?
Right, and so that's the challenge, right? That's the hard part of when something happens to you. Here's the first thing to acknowledge: you have the right to be angry, you have the right to be hurt, you have the right to mourn. And I was never told that I have this right to just be hurt by what happened to me. And so what happens to us, the reason why we have a losing mindset or we don't have the winning mindset is because we've just captured this hurt. We've just held on to it. We've captured this anger and we've held on to it. And we've never given ourselves an outlet. And so poetry, speaking, became my outlet. So here's how you get this winning mindset. I had to get to a certain point where at 21, 22 now, I had to say, wait a minute, it's not my father, it's not my mother, it's not the devil, it's me. It's me. And so when you start to evaluate you, at a certain point, okay, because I didn't know any better, I can say, all right, listen, my pops didn't put me on the right path. He never taught me how to balance a checkbook. We never went to a baseball game together. I had several wrestling matches. He never came. I could say that. Now, at a certain point, when I become an adult and I know better, I know different, I have to look at me. And I think the mindset starts with the self-evaluation. First thing I'm able to do in that self-evaluation is mourn. I'm able to be angry. I'm able to be hurt if that needs to be. And then I start identifying, all right, what do I want to change in my life? Where do I need to grow from this point on? Me being a big guy, I dealt with a lot of things as far as procrastination, laziness, all of these things where gluttony, all of these things now hindered me from the success I wanted. So now it's like, hey, either you're going to do something about it, or I'm just going to continue to say, well, my mom left me at the age 7, so I have the right to be hurt. And that's the reason I'm not successful.
So let's just touch on something you said there, which is really, really good. You said, right, okay, your dad didn't do this, your mom was like that, but you said it's you. So you took on that personal responsibility. A lot of people don't do that, do they?
Yeah, no, not at all. And because it's hard to do. I mean, you have to think of it like this, Petra. Like, my hurt was good to me. My hurt was the only thing that ever loved me and that was faithful to me. Now you're saying I have to give that up? My anger was my friend when nobody else was. And now you're telling me I need to just give that up? And then I have to look at me. What about them? They're the ones that hurt me and made me angry. You mean I can't be angry at them for the rest of my life? You mean you're going to try to strip away my excuse for not being successful? And so when I finally stripped away the excuse, and it wasn't just me it took a while to understand, wait, it's not them anymore. When I hit rock bottom and it got to a point where my wife and I, in 2012, we literally had our 5-month-old daughter and we had just lost our home. 4 months, we were sleeping in the basement of a friend's house. And I had to look and say, you know what? It's me. I have to release this anger and this hurt, and I can't hold on to it any longer.
Wow.
When we do that, we can create such a wonderful mindset. We can there's freedom in that. There's so much freedom in that where you go to the next level.
Wow. And then you also said that you also say that you have a right to be angry. Now,
yes.
But you don't. The thing is, people get angry. People can kind of mistake being angry, and then that gives them permission to hurt people or to do destructive things. But the Bible does say, "Anger and sin not." So, how can we express our anger that's not going to be in a way that's kind of not hurting others? Or is that possible? Or, you know?
Yeah, it's more than possible. Okay. You know, whenever something that even my daughter does this right now, I'll tell her, she'll ask for something. Maybe it's late. She'll ask, Daddy, can I stay up for a little while longer? And I say, no, baby, I gotta go to school in the morning, and I don't want you to be tired. She's like, Daddy, I'm mad about that. And I'll tell her, baby, you have the right to be angry about that because I know it's a decision that you don't like. So what you can do is you can have some time to yourself. Maybe you can go in your room and reflect on it or talk about it or write it down. But there are other things that bring joy to you that you can do when you're angry. If it's personal time, if you know that you're a person that if you're angry, you become disrespectful, you say things that hurt people, and the first thing you can do is don't be around people when you're angry. I know when I get to a place of anger, I go for a drive. That is, oh my God, that is comforting for me. I drive and listen, I know a lot of men won't do this or admit this, but I cry. That is crying is such a fulfilling thing. I saw my father cry 2 times in my life, and he looked stronger to me than I'd ever seen him before. That moment was so great to see. And so, yes, the Bible also says that we have the opportunity to mourn. And so use that time without hurting people. Do what you need to do. Like whether it's you get a punching bag and punch that, whether you want to air punch, whatever you want to do. But yes, you can be angry, but don't hurt people while you're angry. Don't put people down while you're angry. So yeah, it's very much possible. Brilliant.
And what are your additional? So you talked about mourning, taking responsibility.
Yeah. Yeah. So the next thing. So I there's a story, real quickly, and a story I tell sometimes when I get booked for a keynote speaking, where this young lady, she bought her parents bought her a snake, right? So cute, right? This snake. And the young girl, she took care of the snake. Right? She would feed it, she would sleep with it, she would play with it, and at night she would have the snake sleep with her. So the snake would curl up next to her in a pillow, and it was the cutest thing, right? Well, suddenly what happened is the snake stopped eating. And she noticed that instead of the snake being curled up next to her, it was stretched out alongside of her. They couldn't figure out, well, what's going on? So she tried changing the food. That didn't work. The snake just wasn't eating. And so happened to go to a pet store, talked to the clerk there, and the clerk heard the story and said, you know what? I need you to go home. I need you to kill the snake.
Wow.
Anyway, go kill the snake. Don't let it free. Don't give it to anyone. Go kill the snake. And they couldn't understand why. And the clerk said, well, what this snake is doing is starving itself. And the reason why it's stretched out alongside of you, because it's trying to grow. And it figured if it can muster up enough starvation, enough hunger to get big enough, it can devour you. So how do we translate that to our lives? There are things in our lives. You want to change your mindset? There are things in your life that is growing, that it's starving itself, that we've been neglecting, and it is preparing to devour. It wants to devour you. The reason why we lost our home in 2012 was because of greed, money hungry.
Wow.
And that snake devoured me to the point where I was chasing money. And it's like, wait, money doesn't love me, and I'm chasing it. I'm worshiping money. Now, what is the very thing that I lose? Money. And you think it mourned for me? It didn't mourn for me. So what I've learned is that you identify in your life what is keeping you back, and you start to kill those things by the head. One of those things was greed for money. My wife will tell you, money today has no power over me. And we make good money, but it has no power. She had to beg me to buy a new pair of shoes. Now, do we have the money for shoes? Yes, but I'm like, I don't care.
Yes.
It doesn't matter. That's not going to enhance my value. Me having money or me having a new pair of shoes doesn't enhance your value. And so once we take off the value that's been placed on money, because this is what I learned as a kid. This is what I knew. In order to be happy, you needed money. And if you didn't have money, you wasn't happy. And the people that I saw that were happy, they had money. They could go on trips. They could go have nice cars. So I've always been taught that mindset. You want to be happy? Go get money. And then I learned that, wait a minute, that has nothing to do with happiness. Nothing whatsoever. And so I had to start identify those. One chain that I had to break, one snake that I had to kill was education. My father does not have a high school diploma. His father does not have a high school diploma. My mother has a high school degree. That's the furthest she's ever gone. Her mother doesn't have a high school diploma. No one in my immediate family has ever stepped foot on a college university.
Wow.
So now my goal was, I'm killing that snake.
That's right.
My college degree. Boom. Let's kill that snake. No one in my family has ever created a successful business where they can now build on that business and grow it to the point where it sustains itself and you can pass it on to your offspring.
Yes.
And killing that snake.
Yes.
Procrastination, that greed, that money-hungry idea that lingers inside. I'm killing that snake. So yes, that would be my next thing. Kill the snake inside of you. You have to identify that right away because it will devour you.
Wow. So you've managed to, as you said, have a very lucrative speaking business, and mainly speaking on obviously the mindset.
Right.
Now, I've watched several of your videos, and you talk about to unleash the mindset, or the mindset unleashed. Can you share with us what exactly is mindset unleashed, and how do we do it?
Right. Yes. So what I've been talking about is kind of what I'm saying is to do, but the whole concept of being unleashed is, and if my wife or daughter were here, I could say this and they would know the response. I say, maybe we don't see problems, we see what? And they would say back, solutions. Right? So the mindset of being unleashed is just what, have you ever read the book Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill?
Yeah.
Phenomenal book, right? He talks about how we can implant things into our subconscious, right? And how we can actually tell ourselves to, I'm paraphrasing, but tell ourselves to be successful. We can set goals and tell ourselves to reach those goals. So what I'm saying, when I say unleash your mind, I mean just that. Start getting to a habit of telling yourself how great you are. So I'm a 400-pound man, right? I'm a 400-pound man. Now, I am in the process where I'm 425. I'm now down to about 410. And I'm making changes strictly because I'm not able to move with my daughter like I want to. But even as a 400-pound man, I could look in the mirror and say, Word, you are beautiful.
That's right. That's
okay?
right. That's right.
When my daughter looks at me, she sees Superman. And so when I walk out the door, I am Superman.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right? So what I mean by being unleashed is you don't allow yourself to believe anything contrary to what you believe about yourself.
That's
If
right.
you look in the mirror and you don't see beauty, intelligence, it's not the mirror. That's something with you. So what you have to do is get into a habit, and this is an activity my wife has done, where we would tell ourselves every day when we get in the mirror, you know what, you are smart. I love you unconditionally today, no matter what. You're beautiful. You are talented. Every night every night when we put our daughter to bed, we tell her you are smart, you're kind, you're beautiful, you're blessed, and you're important. I want those things in her subconscious.
That is amazing.
I want her to know that. And then I tell her, and if somebody tells you different than that, they're lying to you.
Love it.
Not believe that. And so what has happened to us is someone has told us that we were dumb, that we were ugly, that we weren't going to be anything, that you're going to be just like your failure daddy or your mother. We started to believe it. And we carry that around. And so now you have this burden that's been just dumped on you. So how can you be successful when people are constantly dumping their negativity on you, when they're constantly trying to break you? And now trained to be unleashed from that, you have the power. The Bible says, speak things into existence, like speak on things that be not as though they were.
Yeah.
You have the power with your words to change not just your mindset, but your life.
Yes.
I say, like, for instance, let me give you an example. My wife, I broke my phone, and we have the insurance or whatever, and they were telling me that, oh, you're going to have to pay $250 to get the phone fixed. Wait, what? I have insurance. I told my wife this out of my mouth. I said, babe, I'm not paying more than $50 to get my phone fixed. And she's like, well, baby, they said $250. No, listen to what I'm saying. I'm not paying more than $50 to get and I put that in there. So once I instilled that into my subconscious, everything that I did from that point on the goal was to get it for $50. Because I paid everyone. Guess what? Phone is fixed for under $50. That's because I said that. I put that out into the atmosphere, and I sought it out, and I seeked it out, and I just continued with it. And that's what we have to start doing as people. We cannot allow people to steal from us any longer.
Absolutely.
We can't allow them to steal our joy, to steal our pride, to steal our grind, our motivation. You've allowed people to steal from us. And now I'm telling you, listen, if you want to take all of that back, you can do it with your own words. You can tell yourself daily that you are great. You can tell yourself, and that's why the book is called Wake Up and Start Dreaming. We've been in this world, it's moving as the world tells us to move. So we're essentially, we're like walking zombies. So the world says, all right, you need to get a 9 to 5. That's what we do. You need to go to college, get a job. That's what we do. Now I'm telling you, no, wake up from that. Wake up and start dreaming again. Start talking about your ideas, your talents, your passions again. Pursue that. I'm literally able to provide for my family for poetry.
Wow.
You know, the stereotype is, oh, you're going to be a poet, you're going to be broke. We're not broke. My family is doing well. We have a son on the way. I'm excited about that. And that's just from me pursuing, from me waking up and saying, you know what? I'm going to live. I'm going to dream again.
Brilliant. So how, especially as entrepreneurs, they really do struggle with comparison syndrome. So they'll compare themselves to other people in their fields. You know, they will say, oh my God, you know, my services aren't as good as theirs.
Right.
What would you say to that?
I would say it's great to admire someone, right? To see someone that is doing great and say, well, I want to reach some of the goals that they've reached. That's fine. When you start to compare yourself to another person, a couple things happen. Either one, you you feel like a failure and you will never achieve what they achieve, or you may become complacent. So let's say I compare myself to someone that is not doing as successful or is not as successful as I am. But now I become complacent because it's like, well, I'm doing better than them. I'm fine where I am. No, you're not. Right? You should be in an uncomfortable situation so you're always growing. Not only that, but if you compare it to someone that you deem as higher than you, then what happens? Does that motivate you, or do you start to get to a place where you're like, I can't do it, so I'm done? I think comparison, once you start to compare, then you also want to mimic them. So if you mimic, like, let's say if I mimic Petra, if I mimic you, I'm only creating another Petra. What about words? When you start to mimic other people, you lose your own identity. You're creating their identity. You're helping their brand. What about your brand?
That's true. I love that.
So that changes things. Like, so you literally saying, you know what? I love what they're doing so much. I'm just gonna give them my identity and I'm gonna take on theirs.
Wow.
First thing possible. You're wonderfully and bravely made. You are an individual. You are not like anybody else on this earth. Eyes have not seen nor ears have heard what you're gonna do. And so you would prefer to turn over your voice, your brand, your identity to somebody else? That makes no sense to me.
You see, this is why I wanted you on here, because I knew that you were going to preach. I knew that you were going to bring it, and you certainly have.
Thank you.
You touched on your book. Let us know about your book, and also let us know when it's going to be in print, because I need my signed copy. Okay.
Yes, definitely. So the schedule is we haven't scheduled an exact date yet, but we're looking at the end of September for the release of the book. It will be in all online bookstores as well, and you can of course order a print copy as well.
I will.
And so we're looking at September right now. Everyone, you can visit wordstailor.com, and that's where you'll be able to pick up the book. And I'm truly excited about it. What the book is broken down like this. It's a 30-day challenge, turning ideas, passions, and talents into action. Okay, so I broke it down exactly like this. Every day, it starts off with a short poem, because you're gonna get all aspects of me. So a short poem that is meant to inspire. Then there's a story that is meant to be relatable to my life, or talks about something I've been through and how this could relate to your life or your steps or your progress. And then finally, there's a challenge. And the challenge is, each challenge, there's 30 different challenges, 30 days. Each challenge is meant to get you a step closer to your goals, to your ideas, and turning those things into action. I've already had a few people in it, and when you go to wordstailor.com, you'll see some of the testimonials on there. I've already had a few people read the book and actually go through the challenges.
Wow.
And one young lady, and this is not to scare anybody, but one young lady got to a certain day, and she texted me and said, "Words, are you nuts? I can't do this. I'm not ready for it." And I had to tell her, "No, you got this. You got it. You can do this. Don't worry. I will be with you every step of the way." And it took her a while, because in the book I tell you, do not move on until you complete this challenge. I don't want you to just read it and then see the challenge and say, "Oh, okay, I'll come back to it. Let me see what tomorrow is." No, there's a purpose. Like if you're talking about a winning mindset and you really want to free yourself, there's a purpose for each challenge. All right. So you get the book, and also what I want to do with the book is I'm going to have a private Facebook group just to be attached with it, and that's just so I want to be able to help people. I want people to put their concerns or their frustrations in the group, and then us talk about it like a group, and then us just heal each other, be able to help heal each other. And there's also a CD with the book. This is all coming as a bonus. It's titled "Awaken the Sleeping Giant." So it just goes right along with the book. It's also 30 days. It's audio. So you'll hear me speaking. It's about 3 to 4 minutes each audio track. So it's pretty exciting. I'm pretty excited.
That is exciting. Thank you so much. What I'm going to do is be sure to put all the links below this video so you can definitely connect with Words.
Okay.
Words, I knew it was going to be lit, okay? So I really, really appreciate it. What I want to ask you though, I want to ask you one thing, and what I want to ask you is, are you ready to roll?
I'm ready.
Good. So this is where I'm going to just literally ask you some quick questions and just give you some quick answers back. Is that okay?
Okay. Right. All right.
Brilliant. So share with us, Words, what's your favorite book?
I would either say Outliers or Think and Grow Rich, or it could be by The Secret to Success by can't remember his name right now. Yeah, I can't remember his name right now.
Okay, that's okay. And what would you say is your weakness as an entrepreneur?
Weakness, I would say an area, I try not to say weakness, an area that I place more attention on, right, being detail oriented.
Yes.
Right. So that's what my wife always tells me. So that comes straight from the boss's mouth.
But that's because you're a creative. So that's I think that's pretty normal for creatives, to be fair.
Yeah.
And what would you say is your greatest strength?
Greatest strength is I would say personality, being able to listen to someone and the desire to be able to help them or want to help them and be sincere in that and not want anything back. I would say that's a great strength to have.
Do you have a type of mantra that you live by? And if you do, what is that?
Without struggle, there's no progress.
Ooh, I love that.
Frederick Douglass. I believe that struggle doesn't necessarily mean you're losing. It depends on how you look at it. If you look at it as I'm going through this to learn something, like my failures actually have purpose in them, and there's a lesson in them. If you look at it like that, I believe that you can truly grow from that. There's progress and healing in that. So it's just a matter of, again, that mindset. How you view things is important. And
just the last question, what is it that you hold to be true that the majority of people disagree with?
That I hold to be true, that anybody can be successful. I think some people would disagree, or the fact that anybody could be a boss. You would hear some people say, no, some people aren't made to, some people are made to be workers. Okay, I guess you could say that, but I believe that we all have extraordinary talent, passions, and ideas, and that we can all be entrepreneurs. We can all be a part of this idea of working for ourselves. Brilliant. And what a perfect way to end this this video. Words, thank you so much again for coming on this show, and I know that you've inspired so much of us, and we are going to be now creating that winning mindset. I can't wait for your book to be released. Just to let you know, I'm going to put all the links to Words below, so you can contact him on Facebook, his website, everything. So what I want you to do is give us the thumbs up, okay? And be sure to subscribe to this channel. And also, don't be shy, okay? Write down in the bottom, in the comments, what are your biggest takeaways, okay? And I'm going to see you on the next video. Bye-bye.